Hi, it's Sterling from Sterling Coaching. And something you may not know about me is I recently lost 110 pounds. Still have about 20, 30 more pounds to go. I will get there, speaking it into existence with the power of positivity if you watched my last video. And I'm sitting here in my kitchen, and I just wanted to really quick say, you know, a lot of people say weight loss is about what you eat here in the kitchen and what you do at the gym, and those are absolutely 100% true. But that is not the only thing that goes into play with losing weight. In fact, I would say it's both of those two things are a very small portion, or maybe half of the equation. The other half is really mental, and also some healing needs to happen. So if you struggle with emotional eating or binge eating, losing the weight and eating healthy and exercising are excellent and things you should do 100%. But more often than not, it's not going to keep the weight off, or you'll lose it and then you'll fall back into old patterns and you will gain it back. And I don't know how often y'all have experienced that. That's statistically, it says that most people who lose weight will gain it back. And I would argue it's because they're focusing more about what's here in the kitchen and what's happening out in the gym, and not what's happening in here and in here. So there is a lot of healing and learning why we turn to food for coping. So eating, especially emotionally eating, is a coping mechanism. It is a way that we have used food to escape, to feel full emotionally, to feel accepted, to numb the pain of feeling alone, unwanted, hurt. Eating could be a way to desexualize ourselves. A lot of times, if you are a victim of sexual assault in your past, very often you will turn to food to desexualize yourself as a way to literally put a protective barrier around yourself from what you see as your body as being an unsafe place. It could be something that you learned in your family of origin. And when I say family of origin, I mean your parents or whoever you lived with growing up, how they ate food and how they turned to food. So there is a lot of things we need to unpack in our head and in our heart and do some healing, because it doesn't matter how well we eat, how often we go to the gym, if we do not deal with the reasons behind why we overeat, nothing's going to change. And a lot of times what will happen is you might stop turning to food and you haven't dealt with the reasons why you eat the food, and guess what? You have to find a new way to numb those feelings or to cope. And so you have a lot of cross addiction, and cross addiction is like when you can't turn to food, so you turn to alcohol, sex, drugs, overspending, gambling, escaping through watching too much TV or too much social media. There's a lot of ways that we escape, and I'm not saying doing those things are necessarily bad, because they're not. If you have a healthy mindset and you have healed a lot of the hurts that you may have, then those things are great. They have their place in the world. I'm just saying that don't let people tell you that, you know, weight loss is 90% in the kitchen and 10% in the gym, or I don't know the thing. I would say it's false. It's not true. You know, it's 50% about what you eat and how healthy you are, and the rest is a mindset and a healing. And that's what holistic health is. Holistic health says it's not just about your body. It's about your mind and your spirit. And so I am hoping to do a lot more series on emotional eating and healthy eating and exercising too. As you can see, I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and I'm about ready to go make my protein shake and take my pre-workout and get some yoga in and do some meditation today. So I want to do more on that, but there's tons of videos on that. You can literally look at YouTube and find a cajillion different weight loss fitness gurus, and they're fabulous. I binge them all the time. But that's not enough. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna sustain you. And same thing, a lot of those videos, it's like, what do I do when I fell off the wagon and I binged, or I had a horrible cheat weekend? What do I do? How do I get back on track? And then they give you tips about how to get back on track by eating healthy and all those kinds of things. But let's talk about why you binged. What led you to that? What caused you to go off the rails and to go back into an old eating pattern or an old coping mechanism? Because honestly, without that, it doesn't really matter. So they can help you get on track for that next day. And then guess what? A week or 2 weeks later, you're back to binging, or something happens in your family, some kind of trauma, some kind of hurt feelings, and you're right back off the rails. And so let's do all those fitness guru and awesome fitness tips, and I want to encourage that. But I also here on this channel, along with talking about relationship coaching and individual coaching, I really want to focus also on the holistic side of living a healthy lifestyle and dealing with healing our hurts and finding healthy coping mechanisms and learning how to love ourselves and heal from past wounds so that we don't turn to food when those painful things come. So that is my hope. So stay tuned. You can always subscribe and like so that when these videos come, which I'm sure most of you need, I know I needed them so bad. I still work on it, guys. You are trying to break lifelong patterns. I am 36, yikes. Anyway, almost 37, and I am trying in the last year to 2 years, breaking 35 years of patterns and coping mechanisms that had me turn to food. And I can do it, you can do it. We're gonna speak that positivity into the world because we attract positivity and we attract like-minded things. So, but if you needed them as bad as I needed them, stay tuned, and you can do that by pressing like and subscribe and commenting on maybe why you think, if you could be so brave to share, why you think that you may be turning to food as a coping mechanism. If you could be that brave. If you can't, that's okay. Just press like and stay tuned because it will still help you. All right? I hope to see more of you guys later. Bye.